Recognize her in her, what century garb is that?
I think this is colonial, John.
Colonial.
This was about 150 years ago.
Judy actually marched the 2 miles of the parade dressed in the colonial garb along with the Board of Selectmen. We've just had past the reviewing stand here the Winchester Police Honor Guard, followed by the 350th Committee. And I guess, Judy, we're coming up on the Winchester High School Band.
Coming up on the Winchester High School Band. And on your monitors, you won't see the 350th Committee again. They're sitting beside us in the reviewing stand, and they've put together a wonderful show. I'm sure you'll agree. Dan Chain and Mary Vitka were the chairman. John Mercurio and John Hackett and Bernie Boyle did a fantastic job on the parade you're going to see passing behind us. Mary Johnson and Mary Paulson and others. If you came downtown yesterday, you had a marvelous time at the booths with activities all from 350 years ago up to the NASA booth of the 1980s. It was a wonderful afternoon, and somebody ordered up the weather. I don't know who, but it's perfect.
I don't know who ordered it up, but you know, we could spend a lot of time thanking people for the weather and the turnout. Maybe we ought to just tick off the names of the committee, and then we won't waste a lot of time, because hundreds and hundreds of people contributed to this event today, and thousands of people are out with their children looking at the parade. And I think you're going to be impressed by the size of it and the quality of the bands and what have you that are here. Maybe you could just tick off that committee.
Yeah, I mentioned Dan Chain and Mary Vitka were co-chairmen for the whole 350th all through the year. And they worked with John Mercurio and John Hackett, who were parade chairmen. And then Ann Blackham helped us out. Harry Sheffalo is a wonderful fundraiser. Had a great deal to do with what you've seen going on this weekend. Mary Johnson, Ellen Johnson, Whip Saltmarsh, Nanette Shanahan, your sister John did a wonderful job. And then there were a group of us ex officio from the different boards in town. Bill Jervey from the school committee, Marcia Saltmarsh from Chamber of Commerce, Chris Lee, the president of the Winchester High School senior class, Mary Paulson, Kathy Alexander, Andy Hunter worked with us all year till he graduated from Winchester High, and Chris took over for him. Dick Malcolm, and I represented the Board of Selectmen, and behind us are just untold numbers of people who made all this happen.
Yeah, and last night I understand was a great occasion. They went from about 7 o'clock with the supper and ended with dancing in the streets. And I understand there was only one casualty. I don't know if you heard about it.
I heard about that casualty.
I have he's at home now and is unable to come out to the parade, but my brother-in-law, Nan Shanahan's husband, was the only one who got hurt last night, and he hurt his foot. He broke his foot dancing.
He broke his foot
in front of the...
trying to beat his daughter at a cartwheel,
Yes,
John.
I understand that. And we're not sure what lawyer is going to be handling the suit against the town, but he's the only one, I guess, that didn't have a good time, at least today. He had a good time last night.
At least today. The other fun thing that happened was a huge crowd of people went downtown for dancing in the streets. And the first thing they did was call for the mayor, and they got Bob Deering, who did the chicken for about 500 people last night. Did a great job.
Well, Judy, the parade has started up and is going by the bandstand, and right now we have the Winchester Tumblettes and the Winchester cheerleaders, followed by the Winchester High School band.
You can hear the applause behind you. There's a big, big crowd down here today.
And you know, ladies and gentlemen, you'll see a lot of bands as you go around the Commonwealth, but you won't find one that's a heck of a lot better than the Winchester High School band.
Led by Priscilla Miller. You all know Priscilla. She's brought a wonderful band, and the Tumblettes down today. They're super. The cheerleaders, the Tumblettes, the flag corps is coming. They're marvelous.
Well, there they go, and you see in the back of the ranks there, you see John Looney, who's been with the band for many years, does a great job. Coming up next is what they're calling the First Division, Judy.
Right.
And it's headed by Brigadier General Charles Paranack from Winchester, who's the Assistant Adjutant, I believe, of the National Guard here.
This is right. And he's aided by Colonel Joseph O'Hare, who's the officer in charge, and Lieutenant Edward Griffin. And they're coming along right behind us.
On the monitor right now, we can see leading off, you can see Colonel Joseph O'Hare, Lieutenant Griffin, and Charles Paranack representing the Grand Marshal. And following them is a Navy color guard from the United States Constitution. And if you look at them, you'll see that they're dressed in the old sailor garb, which includes the neckerchief and the old black hats.
Yeah.
They don't wear those anymore except on the Constitution. And it's really a great group if you've never seen them before. And they're followed by the Marines Color Guard, the Coast Guard Color Guard, and then the United States Air Force Band from Pease Air Force Base.
Yeah.
Now that's band music, Judy.
That is band music. I was saying earlier, nobody doesn't love a wonderful parade. The 18th U.S. Army Band from Fort Devens.
Well, even as an old Navy guy, I can, that sends shivers up my spine. Here comes the Marine Color Guard. There's,
how much of our voiceover carries people watching with the band music in the background.
Actually, that is the United States Coast Guard Color Guard. The Marines were right before them. That's the Coast Guard that's marching by now. And coming up right behind them right now is the United States Air Force, Band of New England, I believe. Definitely a sharp unit here, dressed in their sort of an off dull blue with a black hat, real sharp. That's the VFW, National Color Guard, the American Legion. Next is the Waverly Post 1272 Veterans of Foreign Wars from Vietnam, led by one of our own, Mr. Horn. How are you, sir? And here comes the VFW Post 3719.
That's right.
VFW Post 3779. Coming up next.
I don't think there's a group here that hasn't contributed to this parade. Everyone
Mike
you can think
Sirocco
of.
in that car.
That's right. That's right.
Him up,
Mike is with his veteran friends.
The VFW has played a major role here in Winchester, Judy, over the years in supporting all of the parades, and they were a big help, I guess, in getting this one organized as well.
And the veterans groups have all been very supportive always of the Memorial Day Parade. And as several people realize, the Memorial Day Parade is a marvelous morning and an at-home kind of parade. And this one is such a different matter. But our 350th only comes once in 350 years. So this is a day in history we're enjoying today.
The next group that's coming up is one that's really good watching, is the Adelpho Temple Shriners, and we've got one band coming up here first, and I'm trying to get, and I think this is the Air Force band from Pease Air Force Base. They were originally, yeah, they are. And this is a super band, comes from New Hampshire. These are all full-time Air Force folks. Yes, sir. It's the United States Air Force Band of New England. A real great band.
A very spiffy crack unit.
Well, that was really a great band. I wish you folks that are at home could be down here because it's just incredible. Judy, we're just crossing into Division number 2 now.
That's right.
And here comes the Shriners.
They're coming down behind us. And the Aleppo Temple Shrine is as famous for anything as for the Shrine Burn Centers. And you're seeing one of the fun upside activities of the Shriners in the band.
There's the potentate of the Adelpho Shrine here in home base, incidentally, up in Wilmington.
That's right. It's James M. Gaskell is the potentate of the Aleppo Shrine. There's our
really
band
group,
officers, appointed officers, adjutants, all in formal dress.
One of the things, Judy, these folks do is every weekend and holiday, they devote their time and try to raise money for the Shrine Center. And all of these folks kick in their effort and practice, I understand, 3 and 4 times a week. A real good group.
What you'll see on your monitor in a minute is the ragtop group, and these are the convertibles that are beautifully marked, carrying potentates of the Aleppo Temple Shrine.
I understand this group here just has old convertibles,
Old convertibles, and they're beautiful. They they are curved top dash Oldsmobiles is how they're described to us. You're probably a better car person, John, but that's how they're described.
Oh, these are way before my
the
time.
motor, yeah.
That looks like an old Cadillac.
Aren't they beautiful? Yeah. It does look like it. Yeah, Cadillac Olds. They have the mark on the back. Beautiful set of cars, beautifully kept.
As you look down the street there, you can see the crowd there. They're a good 10 or 15 deep along the sides here.
Yeah.
And coming up to the reviewing stand now is another one of the Shriners group. And I think this is the Minutemen with fife and drums.
With
from the
fife
sound
and
of it.
drums. And I hear the bagpipes
Yeah.
coming down behind them.
This is a continuation of the Shrine group.
Yes.
Beautiful black and red uniforms, just like the Winchester school color.
With those very special fez hats. The only group that wears the fez. Here come the pipes.
Judy, you got to have good-looking legs to do that. I'd be afraid to be in that group.
I will allow, John, that I don't think a woman in a colonial gown marked on a pipe and pipe. They're wonderful. Here come the chanters, all in their orange shirts and the fez hat.
And here's one other group, it's an honor guard group.
The honor guard of the
Temple Guard.
Temple Guard. It's so
Looks like about 8 guys who run the mast.
That's right. We've seen every color combination in the rainbow. It looks wonderful.
Here's a great old little, here's a group of the old fire trucks here.
Cars.
These are called the Fire Brigade, which
And this is the collection of American classics. They're beautiful. Just beautiful. Aren't those marvelous? And there's a model you'll see on your monitor of the Shriners Hospital for Children, to which the Shriners donate.
Have you ever been into the Marin
Yes,
Institute?
I have. I trained at the Mass General years ago, John, before it was built.
Yeah.
And then it was the Burn Institute arrived, I believe, in the 60s, and it's just along with all the others.
Just an incredible organization.
It's a wonderful
Here we got a 1955 Ford Pumper that was renovated by the Shriners group. Do a great job. I've seen that pumper before. If you're an old fire buff, that's quite a job. That rig is really in good shape. And then we've got the motorized
Transportation.
motorcycle group here, I guess, who are about ready to hit each other if they're not careful. It's kind of a tight squeeze for these guys.
Need to pay attention to how close they're coming to their pumper. Absolutely
Good group.
perfect day. Wonderful.
I don't know whose that's coming, but there's somebody either shooting at us or...
Not at us, I don't think, but it reminds me of the powder muskets yesterday. If any of you were downtown, you held your ears after a while because they had the old muzzle-loading guns on the common, and I think it scared the winning farm chickens half to death. Lost their feathers.
Well, I think right now that's what we've got coming up here is a Minutemen with fife and drums. I think is coming up,
Part of the
and
third division.
following the another group from the temple.
Yeah.
Great shot there, looking down the street, seeing a lot of young people out here today. It really makes it look good.
Many deep, and all along Washington Street, people on their porches and picnicking and in chairs. Wonderful family day.
Yeah, here comes the Adelpho Minutemen.
In the colonial dress.
If there was then he dealt where those shots were coming
Yeah,
from.
really?
We don't have them now.
Oh, here we go again. Hold your
We're going to have
ears,
another
John.
shot here, folks.
He's
So,
very close. He is loading his muzzle loader. I'm prepared this time. I think the MBTA should have arranged for several trains to go through, don't you think? This would have been a wonderful sight for anyone.
we've got a group of 5 more
ragtops.
old ragtops here.
Ragtops from the temple shrine.
I was kind of hoping they'd have their horses today.
There
There they
go.
are.
Isn't that something? You can see on your monitor the balloon vendors are running interference with the ragtop cars. They're beautifully, beautifully kept. What a handsome stream of old cars. All with the insignias on the back. Beautifully done. One of the nicest things in the center, John, I think this year for the first time, is the banner
Yeah,
over the top.
the banner really did a good
And in the
job.
middle, it shows the 350th medallion. And in the future, if we can exchange the medallion for Town Day,
Oh,
or
that's
another
it.
homecoming day, or those kinds of different celebrations. So it's a very nice banner.
Here's a good shot of the banner right there, folks. You can see the
On your monitor.
350th.
Beautifully.
Got
That was done, I
some
believe.
clowns coming up here now. There they
Oh,
are.
yeah, here come the Aleppo Shrine clowns. The clowns have a good time. Number one, they know how to put on an act, and number two, nobody knows who they
Look
are.
at that bike on that
Isn't
guy. He's got a
marvelous?
bike that's...
With his uneven wheels. They're enjoying themselves very much.
Here's some clowns coming up here now. Look at the,
Yeah,
look at the size
this.
of that. That's
Isn't
the shot of that
marvelous?
big guy there.
The guy
Come over here and say hello.
Isn't he super?
Yeah, just say hello here. See if we can get a shot. Good to see you.
It's a
Yeah.
pleasure.
Let's see. There he is. That's a good
There, we got him on
one of the.
350 at the Winchester, Massachusetts.
Yeah, this guy's a candidate for
very
selection.
much.
Candidate.
Perfect. Here they come. Here they come. The Shriners Championship Rodeo Float.
Yeah, they're advertising the rodeo here, folks.
Yeah.
If you've never taken that in, that's a great feat too. It's
If you're a
going to be
rodeo-
October 13th to 16th.
Yeah,
And,
13th to 16th.
really a good take-in.
And again, all the income will benefit the Shriners Burns Institute. So it's for a good cause, and you have a good time at the same time.
Speaking of rodeos, well, you see the size of the truck that's coming down here. You can't see it behind you, Judy, but we could be in major trouble here. Giant truck, ladies
Boy,
and gentlemen,
oh boy.
coming down. Actually, these trucks are the trucks that haul the Shriners
Fantastic.
equipment. Beautiful big Western
Look
Star
at
truck.
this. And it's
I think-
just hearing our banner by inches.
I think the message of the temple is on the side there.
That's
We work
right.
so they may play. For all the kids that suffer serious burn accidents. Got another big truck coming up now.
Wonderful job, and here comes another one. Down part of the same thing.
I'll tell you, Judy, I'm glad I'm sitting on this side.
Yes. Thanks, John.
I'll notify the good doctor if anything happens.
The good doctor's on a bicycle, so at least he can make part of it. Isn't that marvelous?
If you've never seen these trucks before, ladies and gentlemen, they travel all across New England to help crippled children and burn children. Really a great show. Here
Again,
comes a great group now. This is going to be a good thing. What we've got here is we got all the old
division is
selectors
beginning. That's right.
coming up. And
Special group.
see if I can tick them off. If you can home in, you can home in there, I'll home in on. That's you got Larry Smith and Eddie Hicks. You've got in the front row. You also have Ed O'Connell and Paul Chase. You've got Mike Lombardi, Wade Welch, Albie McDonald.
I think between us, John, the two of us have worked with every one of them.
That's right. Good group. Good group.
Some of our favorite people.
Good people here. I just want to, let me say hello. Get a shot of those folks, will you?
Really?
Can you get a shot of those selectmen there? These people are all from the Jenks Center. All from the Jenks Center. All right, move it out. A real good group of guys. Those folks have served the town. I'll bet there's 100 years of service in that group. There's Mark Lombardi. Who we got now? Who's the band here? I think
We have the 26th Yankee Division Band from Camp Edwards, Massachusetts, following our honored former selectman.
We didn't mention Dick Wilsack was in that group too, and Mike Siracco was supposed to be in, but he was riding up there with a VFW.
Mike was riding with the veterans, and Dick is impressive. He came to town yesterday and ran in the Town Day race.
Oh, no kidding.
Yes. And former selectman Eddie O'Connell won the division in his age group again in the town race.
What was the division, 60 and over? He's got it paid, Bill. There's a band for you.
Yeah.
Well, Judy, I guess, is this the NCAR group coming up now? There's all the NCAR ladies.
This is another group like the Shriners who work for all of us in Winchester.
A lot of
They
good
look
folks
wonderful
here.
on TV.
Some of the NCAR ladies who work year-round.
They're
really,
year-round
raise
for
money
us
the
the way
Winchester
the
Hospital.
Shriners do for a broader group. We're very, very fortunate.
There's an antique
And
car that I believe was put in by the Winchester Rotary Club.
by Winchester
Boy, that's
Rotary.
an old one. What is
There it is on your monitor.
Is
You
that a
can see
Pierce
it.
Arrow or-
Absolutely gorgeous. I don't know the make of the car, and I'm not sure they told us. It is.
I don't know what it is, but it's good
It's
looking.
donated by Rotary. It's a beautiful vehicle.
Very,
Look at
very
that.
nice.
Isn't that lovely?
Coming up next, we ought to have some floats here. I think we're going to have the...
You know, just before the floats move through, I don't think we have time to go through it all, but I think people should know that a great many Winchester businesses and groups in their different ways sponsored these bands and some of the major bands, not the service bands because they do this as part of their activities, but
Yeah.
the BC band is coming along and you know its reputation and other bands of notable size, and they were all supported and sponsored by local businesses and banks.
And there were a lot of individuals too. You know, we gave some thought about whether or not we should try to recognize a lot of the people that have donated, but everybody's donation helped here, whether it was the person who donated a couple of hours' time or a few dollars or some of the businesses.
Exactly.
I think one of the most interesting donations was a donation that the McCord Wind Company
Absolutely.
made. They made available, ladies and gentlemen, their parking lot and their restroom facilities up there on the Winchester-Woburn line, which was very important to forming up the parade. And if you've ever tried to form up a parade, it's really horrendous if you don't have a lot of room, and we had a lot of room and up there, and there was room for all the bands to line up in the various streets and
And
everything.
you know, the other thing is, most people don't know, but the McCord Wind facility has been here over 100 years, and different companies have owned it, but it's an old building and facility in Winchester. And McCord Wind, which is now part of Textron, has had it for some time. But as you say, it's almost an historic site. As a matter of fact, across the street from it is one of Winchester's oldest houses, one of the Richardson houses. That was a one-room schoolhouse in Woburn years ago, and beautifully rejuvenated or refurbished years ago by a young architect. There's been a little stop in the action while the parade comes together, and after the end car and the antique car, we'll be coming up on more floats to show you as we go through.
This is the time when we usually break for a commercial. You know, we break for a commercial here, but we don't have a sponsor.
We don't really have a sponsor for a commercial, but I think one of the things the band people might be grateful to recall, and all of you should know, were some of the nice extras that went on. Domino's Pizza provided an incredible amount of pizza for the Army bands, and the Craddock Apothecary people provided cases and cases of soda so they could all wet their whistles before they came down and marched for us. Nowell and Sons did a lot of moving of tables and chairs and setup for us. Pipeline Testing Service has a water fountain for people on the common. Brad Ross yesterday, for instance, rang the newly refurbished town hall tower bell 350 times. If you were downtown around 10 o'clock yesterday morning, you heard that.
Well, you know, Judy, I know you serve on the Board of Selectmen, and maybe you've got a sneak preview, but I got to admit, maybe I wasn't supposed to, but I got a sneak preview I'd like to share with the folks at home about the new town hall.
Oh.
I had a chance to, as you know, I spent a lot of time down there over the years, but I haven't been in there in over a year while they've been working on it. And, about a week ago, I went in one night and got, I won't tell you with who, but they took me from the top of the building down to the bottom, and I think that everybody is going to be very pleasantly surprised. The so-called Winchester room, I guess it is,
Isn't that?
which is adjacent to the old selectmen.
Just take breath away.
Just
Yeah.
handsome.
It was the original Winchester Public Library, which I knew, but I'd only seen it as the town clerk's office and just wasn't prepared for the vaulted ceiling restored and the balconies and the view out. It's
really is
a
handsome.
wonderful, wonderful building. And it's going to be available, the Winchester room and other rooms, for all sorts of groups to use. And the town manager's already heard from people interested in wedding receptions and group activities down there. You're right, it's a beautiful building. Now behind you, you can see another band coming
Next spring we get to go down.
behind some of the floats. What you're hearing, you can see it on your monitor, the Mass National Guard Ceremonial Unit from Boston, Mass. Did you get it correct?
Well, they are a sharp-looking group, I can tell you that. That's that Army dress uniform, which you don't see very often.
You can see on your monitor, very, very sharp group.
I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you can't see it on your monitor, but some of these guys are wearing medals that they didn't get for marching in this kind of a parade. There's some heavily decorated guys in that honor guard.
And there are the Colonial Pipers. All in uniform, super. And here's a mounted unit. You can hear a big cheer go up. That's the
Yeah,
Winchester Rotary Club.
Winchester
coming
Rotary
down.
Club, you got,
Very, very
that looks like
confident.
Jack Keane up there
Social
in the
and
striped
service
shirt.
group.
Winchester Rotary has put in this, it's an old antique car. It's being driven by Mike Scotti and Jack Keane standing up in the back, followed by an old
There's Uncle
Pontiac,
Sam.
also put in by the Rotary. Wait a minute, no, that's from the Rotary Club. That's an old Pontiac straight 8.
I hope everybody can hear the announcements. The Boy Scouts are coming down now. You can see on your monitor. Large number of young men active in Boy Scouts in Winchester.
And this division is sponsored by the Winchester Cooperative Bank, and the first entry is the Woburn High School Band. This is a good band too. I've seen this band before. They've got a great, what do you call them with the rifles? Excellent group.
So powerful, so well organized.
That's a tough roll. Now here comes the Cub Scouts. That's a long walk for those kids. We're talking about a 2-mile walk for those kids. I'll bet half of them have walked that far at one time.
The little guys. Having a good time.
This is a peace committee from the Congregational Church. And then the next group is the CSA. This is a group that basically took over the Mystic School. They've got a great group. A lot of young people. Oh, I got one, folks.
Celebration 350. Look at the quilt. It's beautiful.
Now, here comes some music you already remember, Judy.
No?
I mean, well, you got the colonial costume.
This is the Melrose Glee Club, and these are the oldies. They're beautiful.
I've never heard these before.
Oh, is that right? This Glee Club. They're delightful. And they're having a good time to boot.
That's the kind of group I'd like to belong to. You don't even have to march.
No,
You just sit in the truck.
Even you have to wait a little while.
That's a very good group. That's a lot of fun.
That's a lot of fun.
I'll bet they've got 30 to 40 folks up there.
And I think they probably enjoy a tremendous audience like this. A very appreciative audience for.
Well, we got a bus here from the Winchester Child Care Center.
That's right. Winchester After School Program is coming down with their float, their little bus float, little kids riding and waving.
Decorated with little Halloween colors.
Winchester Child Care, that's right. We're almost up to October. Very happy faces, enjoying their ride in the 350th.
Well, let's see. We have the should have a float coming up here pretty soon from the Winton Club. See a truck coming down
there. There's another group, John, that involves a tremendous amount of people, and I think everybody knows about the big Winton Club show, the first of the year. And again, that's money that's made by people in the town for the town, and it's an old organization that is much beloved.
I think I hear a band behind them too, and I think it might be the Norwood. Might be the.
You're seeing on your monitor the Friends of Winchester Hospital. Their float involves the way women and nurses dressed many years ago when Winchester was very young, and at the end of the float, modern nurses and modern volunteers who are serving the hospital now.
There's the ladies from the Wind Club there. Oh, this is the Norwich Band. This is a great band. Norwich is, of course, a military school. Outstanding school. A lot of these guys go on to careers. I shouldn't say guys. Now have women in there. And it's an outstanding.
That's what I call.
In fact, the drum majorette is a woman.
Up here in Burlington, Vermont, that's almost a 4-hour ride, so they really spent their day for us.
Judy, we don't want to miss it. That's the St. Mary's School and their marchers.
And marchers. That's another school. It's been with us a long time in Winchester.
Okay, here comes the League of Women Voters here.
There's a favorite group of mine. I think everybody knows. I have a good many friends in the league.
They're trying to get us to go out there, Judy.
I think they're trying to get us to go out. There are 120 strong, so there are a lot of leaders watching this parade who are not marching with them.
There's the Jenks Senior Center. It's got a truck in there. They've done a great job over the last few years. Really have filled a niche in a lot of things in America.
Absolutely the busiest group in town.
Yeah.
They are so active.
There's an antique car.
Here comes an old
That's my brother driving that car right there. That's his car. My brother Peter Sullivan. There's a 41 Plymouth.
Boy, if you've ever seen such a beautifully kept...
Boy, that's a beautiful truck.
That just isn't
well,
right.
I'll tell you.
That is a very special pickup.
Judy, we're going to take a little bit of a break here for a second, and we're going to switch over and see if we can get Alan Iden maybe to talk to some of the folks in the reviewing stand. Alan, if you're ready, why don't you take it away?
Good afternoon, everybody. We have a slight break in the parade here. I'm Alan Iden. I'm here with Dan Chain, who is the chairman of the Winchester 350th celebration. Dan, how's this afternoon been?
Oh, it is just wonderful. Everything has cooperated this weekend, from the weather right on down to everyone in town. We are thrilled. I think one of my finest memories is going to be the smiles on everyone's faces. I think that's what everyone on this committee was working towards, and I think they've been successful.
You had a great day from start to finish yesterday.
Yes, sir.
What were some of the highlights for you personally?
Well, the surprises were the highlights, to see so many people turning out. I have never in my whole life in Winchester seen the Common with so many people on it. That and, of course, the gathering at Mount Vernon Street afterwards, the Bean Supper, which was a sellout. And
How many people?
500. As far as I know, they ran out of food, and then they began running out of plates, too. And then we all danced it off in the middle of the street until 11 o'clock afterwards. It was a wonderful gathering up there.
That's great. Any problems organizing the parade, get everything together? Did you get off on time today?
John Mercurio, John Hackett, and Bernie Boyle, they are saints. They had to calm me down this morning, and they had everything in order.
Look, we saw John Hackett very early this morning. He gave us our schedules, and he seemed very well organized. Dan, tell us what's coming up. What's coming up in the 350th celebration in the upcoming weeks?
Well, we have 3 more months of it, really. Next week, up at McCord Wynn, where the parade started, we're going to dedicate the site to 200 continuous years of manufacturing and the town fathers. I believe there will be a state proclamation up there in the morning next Saturday. In October, we're going to rededicate the town hall with some of the Shriner units that you saw today. November, we have the interfaith service up at the Congregational Church.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Every church in town under the Interfaith Council has gotten together a service which is going to begin with a candlelight procession from the Common, November 20th. And we will walk up to the church for a ceremony there. A tradition in Winchester is the ecumenical service. And then in December, of course, we have the concert, the finale, in the new Winchester room in town.
Okay. Thank you, Dan. It's wonderful to see such a great turnout
Thank
here today.
you.
I'm sure you're heartened by it.
We are, and we thank all of the town employees for what they have done.
Well, we're going to thank you very much. This is Al and I. We're going to switch back to Judy and John here. The parade is resuming after this short break. So let me switch you back there as soon as they get seated. And are they seated? See if they... And the parade is resuming. Back to you.
You're seeing in your monitor now, class of 1989, Winchester High School. President Chris Lee, Michael McGeehan, Stephanie Smith, and Jay Moore. And they are ahead of the famous Boston College Screaming Eagles marching band. And you'll be seeing them on the monitor pretty soon.
This is a great band, Judy. This particular band has gone the way of BC's football team. Really, they've gone from a small-time organization where they used to march in blazers into one of the bands of national prominence. And the baton twirler who leads this band is a national champion in her own right. And if she starts throwing that baton around here, I hope they get a good shot at it.
You can hear the crowd. I don't think you can hear us.
You won't hear a louder band today. I usually don't talk about BC that way, going to Villanova. But this
I didn't know
band.
you were a Villanova guy, John. Isn't this lovely? You're getting a nice view on your monitor.
This is a flag corp. You'll hear that.
There's the national champion announced by the announcer. Terrific. It's no wonder she's a national champion, John. She's wonderful.
They're turning the band and facing us, and ladies and gentlemen, we're probably going to get blown right out of this booth here in a minute.
I think so.
I noticed they've got, Judy, I don't know if you picked it up, but on the trombones it says Dublin 88, and these folks are all flying over this year to play a football game over in Dublin.
That's right.
And it's going to be a heck of a game, and these kids are going to have the thrill of a lifetime.
Well, they are going to really impress their hosts in Dublin. It's marvelous.
Why there is a note here, we have two Winchester kids that play in this band. We got Maura Looney and Nancy Spencer from Winchester.
Wherever they are, they belong to a wonderful band. Yeah.
Rip Saltmars just announced that the two Winchester students here.
What a treat. What a wonderful treat.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was really going to be a tough act to follow, Judy. I didn't want to be marching
a top moment in this parade.
Well, I guess you'd have to say in a way you don't like to pull one group out, but that's going to be the highlight. That's really spectacular.
Spectacular. They're going to wow them in Dublin.
Oh,
Here come our Winchester Girl Scouts.
followed by the Lincoln School.
There's one of the Johnson girls. Her mother did a wonderful job yesterday coordinating homecoming.
And now we have the Morocco School.
Morocco School.
A lot of Girl Scouts and Brownies out today.
And a beautiful day to be out marching for the town.
Gee, they marched all that 2 miles too. That's
There was a lot of sideline company cheering them on. Everybody came out today. I think practically the whole town has seen it. And if there are those of you who couldn't come down today, I hope your TV repeats give you even half the pleasure it's given us, I think, to be part of it all. It's been a
it's a lot of fun. There's still a big crowd down here,
Super.
and it's a beautiful day. And for all those folks at home who couldn't get out, who are seeing this later on, it's really a shame because it's beautiful, and I hope the coverage is good. The color looks good on our monitor
the
here.
Reading High School Band is coming down behind us now, so you'll know. Yeah.
Reading
There it is on
There
your
it is on the
monitor.
monitor.
Another super area high school band who joined us today. Judging from the number of balloons around town, I was thinking they must have started at midnight blowing them all up. I've never seen so many. Here comes Reading High School Marching Band.
I think they've got some sharp uniforms, the band. That's one of the sharpest dressed bands you'll see around.
You know, I love the difference in colors. Very colorful. Round out.
gentlemen, we're going to take a short break and we'll be right back.
You won't miss a thing.
You've got the best on Continental.
Local programming on TV 19 is a vital part of the service you get from Continental Cablevision. From coverage of Winchester's local sports teams to important municipal meetings, from topical discussion of public affairs to the presentation of homegrown entertainment, you really do get the best on Continental.
A quality show.
I hope they get a shot of that little guy there walking in the end there.
They have a slew of newcomers who are very, very little, and they
Yeah, he
could go
is.
2 miles too. Some in their strollers. The one little guy at the end you can see in your monitor.
That's the
is having
newcomers
a
club. I think he's going to
wonderful
run for
time.
something. He's
And I think
hey,
he's
waving to
gonna
everybody in
stay
there.
to do it. I think he's
Doing a
found
great
the town
job.
he really enjoys, John. Very good. The Agape Community School is coming down behind us, John. That's the school some of you may know who make their home in what we call the Mystic School.
That's right. I incorrectly pointed them out about a half hour ago, but this is a good group.
Here they come, and here's our national symbol.
Really put a lot of work into the school up there, and
Big group. I think the whole student body is with us today. Here's the fellow on the unicycle. If they pick him up,
he's a little Spanish flavor at the end there.
Oh yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
Several different kinds of costumes, and some kids in uniform. Several countries in the world.
We got a singing group coming up here, and I'm trying to make out the name of it.
I think it's Winchester Players, John, but we'll see
Okay.
when they come up closer to us. Yeah, it's the Winchester Players. Maybe they'll stop
Really
and
good.
serenade us for a moment as they come down.
No, it's a Faith Fellowship Ministry.
Somebody pulled the plug. Lost their cover.
Oh, we got the Winchester Players now,
Winchester Players.
and the
Here come the
very
players.
interesting group here.
If you attend local theater in Winchester, you really, really enjoy Winchester Players. They do a wonderful job. Have done several plays 2 or 3 times a year. Very talented group and all local talent.
Now we got the Winchester Men's Lodge.
Yeah, the Marchers and Band of Sons of Italy, I think, and the Christopher Columbus Club, and Assumption Society. They've all grouped together.
They got a very interesting thing in the Sons of Italy here. They have a large limousine with all the senior citizens in it, and there's some real characters in the middle of the thing. Yeah.
Family, auxiliary, all in their blue coats.
There it is.
And the senior members in a lane limousine. Pretty impressive.
There's Maxie DeMambro in the back there.
That's what the kids nowadays call a stretchy. And the stretchy is full of senior members of the Sons of
They were
Italy.
having a lot of fun with that up when they were getting ready to go in, arguing about who'd get inside it. Got another band coming up here. Not sure which one it is. Let me just flip the page here and take a peek. But
I think it may be a... Oh, it's the drum and bugle.
oh, that's right. Drum and bugle corps from Havel. These guys are really good. They're a guest of the Sons of Italy, by the way. The Sons of Italy contacted them. Some members had seen them before. I think the Fiore voice, and have arranged for them to come down here. And,
One of my favorite parts of the parade are the little kids, mostly I think from Morocco School, carrying the banner.
Yeah.
They're having a wonderful time being the lead team.
good group, the Christopher Columbus Club Marches and Band out of Haverhill.
Very well disciplined group, the motions they go through, so that they play to both sides of the crowd always, not just straight ahead. They're doing a wonderful job. One of the nicest things about the whole parade is the multitude of colors. Every group is spit polished, and every group has different color combinations. It's so cheerful. And of course, the weather's been perfect.
Oh yeah, it really is sharp. And you know, the crowd hasn't thinned out at all. Everybody's staying right to the end. Yeah. I think what's happening is people are coming downtown from the outside.
Some maybe have seen lights starting out west coming down.
I think it's interesting. I've never seen anybody on top of the building over there. And I look up and there are people actually on top of the building over there.
All the way up to the top of the building to the center.
Here they come back again.
I can only hope some of the participants have enjoyed this as much as the watchers. It's been wonderful for us to have
Oh yeah, this is a lot of fun. That's the Sons of Italy Drum and Bugle Corps car. And now we've got a float coming up here from, I believe it's the Winchester Art Association. No, it's still the Sons of Italy. They're going wild here. They got Christopher Columbus. That's the Christopher Columbus Club. Here's the Winchester Historical Society
In
float
case
coming.
those of you watching aren't sure of the colors of your flags, that float is wrapped in the colors of the Italian flag, the green, the white, and the red. There's the Historical Society, and I think
Is that,
that's Squaw
Winchester
Sachem,
Community
John,
Music
don't you
School?
think? Squaw Sachem.
Not the clown there.
There goes the music school, and here comes the Interfaith Council.
A lot of kids on that float. And
All the churches represented on the banners on the float. Beautiful float. Kids riding in eyes.
I think we should have another band coming up here pretty quickly, and I think it's going to be the Winthrop High School band.
Right, and one of the most popular, I should say ubiquitous, Winchester citizens is Betty Newell,
Yeah, Betty
who
Newell's
has
completely covered
created
in,
a
cardboard
complete
box.
little traveling affair for herself and has enjoyed riding along in her motorized wheelchair and the whole band.
Here comes the
You're right,
Winthrop
John.
High band.
Here comes Winthrop High Band. Certainly this area is fortunate in its high school bands. I mentioned it before, but so many bands are diminishing in size, and there are several in our area, including Winchester,
Yeah, it
that are
really
staying
is.
so strong and doing a wonderful job. It's a pleasure to have them today.
Well, you know, when you think about Proposition 2.5 and all the cuts that are coming in some of the various towns, a lot of towns are doing without their bands, and I think it's really a shame when you see these bands perform.
I should have known I wouldn't get through the day without hearing Proposition 2.5. We're going to be treated to music from a Winthrop High School band.
that's
The Winthrop High School Band.
yeah, very good. I think they're going to move on now, and we're going to get into the. We got a float coming up here from the Winchester Garden Club.
They come through the Winthrop High School Band.
Good band.
They're bright blue and gold, and the whole change of colors.
Here comes the Winchester Estates Garden Club. Now there ought to be some pretty flowers here anyway.
We ought to see great flowers and also thank them for the work they've done in the center and around town
Yeah.
to make the downtown so attractive. Here's the Winchester Green. I'll tell you honestly, John, I didn't know we had an active green. It's a marvelous float. And here comes the Chamber of Commerce, which is about 12 years old now in Winchester.
Of course, they've got their theme on their float. Obviously, is Halloween, and for years they've done the haunted house
That's
here
right.
in Winchester, and this is a little
Chamber
preview of it.
advertising their haunted house in this
Yeah, it's coming.
There are all the scaries that you can see at the haunted house at the old Wedge Pond Playground.
Next coming up is the Winchester
That's the
Fire Department, and they're on a guard, followed by the Winchester Fire Department, and they're led by their new chief,
Right.
Chief McNutt. I was telling him today he looks like Admiral Nimitz with all that gold. There goes Sherman Saltmarsh. Sherman, come on in here for a minute. See if I can get Sherman Saltmarsh. We'll see if we can get him back a little bit later.
Our new fire chief is getting a hand from the crowd, Charlie McNutt.
There's a new fire chief there. Charlie McNutt.
Debt of gratitude to John York Fire Department.
That's a group, Judy, that doesn't get a lot of credit here in Winchester as the Winchester Fire Department. Nobody sees them until they're in trouble. They're a great
Wakefield
group.
High School has joined us today with their marching band.
Now we got the real light from Wakefield. The MDC Color Guard. Middlesex County.
Welcome, Audible, the Middlesex County Sheriff's Department, the town of Winchester, a very happy 350th anniversary.
Oh, Sheriff McGonigal got himself a little plug there. Nice move.
Wishing the town a happy 350th. I'm sure it came across on your TV.
Well, we got a little bit of break here, but
They're
Okay,
a
this
little
is,
bit behind us.
they're letting a little bit of space get between them. This is the Middlesex County drill team. This is an interesting group.
Coming down with full sirens. John.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
not
looking
I'm
good.
not sure how much we can
We'll go a
tell
little
you.
entertaining here.
Above the sirens. If you get into trouble in the county, this is what the chase sounds like. So mind your P's and Q's.
Here they come, folks. Well, as long as we don't see the MDC paddy wagon coming up behind us now.
You have to be here to believe it.
Well, Judy, I think we're coming down to the end here, but well, I'll tell you, we haven't got a word in edgewise. We've got the DPW street sweeper here, number Elgin, followed up by our finest Winchester Police Department.
We've watched several fire departments pass with all the sirens. We couldn't tell you about them, but what coming onto your monitor now is one of the most important groups in town, bar none, and that's the Winchester Department of Public Works. And the reason all the streets were so clean is because of these guys and our brand new canary yellow street sweeper. These fellows are terrific. We've all had a wonderful time.
Oh yeah, Judy, it really has been great. I think
watch TV.
We closed it off with about 30 trucks there, I think, and we didn't get a word in edgewise. Just like to tell you that as we close off this session here, I think, Judy, that we've had a great time, and I hope that all you folks at home have had an opportunity to enjoy it and share some of the fun with us. And on behalf of Judy Muger and myself, John Sullivan, and all the folks here at Channel 19, we want to say thank you very much for joining us, and hope that you all have a wonderful celebration here as we bring at least this phase of it to a close.
And I hope you all had as wonderful a time as we had. It's been a super
We're going to turn it back to Channel 19 now, and look forward to seeing you folks again. Thank you, Judy.
Thanks, John. It was super.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Alan Eidenbeck here again. I'm here with the State Representative Whip Saltmarsh. Whip, what a parade, huh?
Oh, this was fantastic. You know, I've been active in town many, many years, and this just goes to typify the spirit of Winchester. And I think that particularly the parade chairman, Dan Shane, and Mary Vitka deserve a tremendous amount of credit, because the work that goes into a parade like this, people have no idea. They come out of their homes on a beautiful day and sit down and enjoy the festivities, but the work they did this past year was tremendous, and I just like to compliment them. But I think they are just exemplary of what the spirit is in Winchester, and why we as a community are still one of the finest communities in the Commonwealth because of this type of spirit, what we've seen here today.
You're winding up your term here. Can we expect to see you on some of these committees and such in the
Well,
future?
I'm completing my 14th year in the legislature, and as you know, I'm not going to run for re-election, but I'm not going to be a stranger to the town or the state, and I'll certainly keep my fingers in things and be very active.
Well, that's great. Well, best of luck to you, and we look forward to seeing you around.
Okay, thank you very much.
Right. We're here, like we say, the parade has wrapped up here, and the crowds are here on a beautiful, beautiful Sunday afternoon, September 25th, 1988. For Continental Cablevision, I'm Alan Iden. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.